Well, happy Monday, everybody. So this is going to be the watch list for Tuesday, January 16th, since the markets are closed today in observance of the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start here with the SPY. The yellow line is where the market closed, and the green line is where we are trading post-market, or which will turn into pre-market come tomorrow morning. So a couple things that I would watch is we are clearly here within a defined range back at almost all-time highs. You'll see that what we're going to do is we are always going to look left to see where we have had some consistent support within the market. And I'm going to go ahead and draw that line at about 475.25. You'll see back here on the left, we broke down, then we found some support, moved up, touched the line, moved up for more support to highs, came down, retest, then we failed, came back up. So what you're looking for is 3 to 4 touch points where the market has bounced off of and moved up. And you'll see that we've been kind of respecting this 475 number. Now, if we fail 475, then I would look for the market to drop. Where would I look? Again, I'm going to go left and see where did we have some prior support. Right here at approximately 474.22, you'll see the market moved up. It moved up here, bounced, and then we failed it, but then retraced and we bounced here. So if we fail the 475.25, I think I would definitely play the puts at the 474s. If we fail this level, then we're probably going to go back down here to about 472, which is quite a drop. Just depending upon, is the market going to be strong or weak? So that's your weak play. If it is to the strong side, you will note, and this was a trade that I took on Friday, actually, which was a reject of the prior highs at about 478.50. Came up, reject, came up, reject. This was the entire day on Thursday. Then Friday out of the gate, we came right back up to this and failed it in a big way, where these puts paid 50% in 1 minute and 5 seconds. Now, had I held that trade, they literally would have gone 3x. But what to watch for, you'll notice pre-market, we're showing some weakness. You'll want to watch this 475.25 and then possibly a break lower. I wouldn't get long until you can really show some demonstrated strength, getting above this 477.26 or 477.25, and then possibly back to the all-time highs. This was a little bit of an attempted rally before the market closed, and then it failed. So let's look at QQQ. Before we look at some individual stocks. So something very similar, you'll see with the triple Qs, this is all of your technology stocks. Again, back to these all-time highs where we came up, reject, reject. We have the entire day last Thursday. Then Friday, same exact thing, came up, reject, and now we're just kind of consolidating. So what I would look for here is where was their prior support and could it turn to resistance? So we're trading a little bit in this range here where we have overall demand. You'll see that there has been good consistent buyers that have stepped in this green zone. This was a reject and then they started to buy it up. It comes down into the zone, they buy it up and then fails. Come up, buy it up, they buy it up, slight dip, and then they buy it up 1, 2, 3 times. So this is an area I would say that would be of strength, which is about 408. If we fail this, what would I look for to the downside? Well, do we come down and fail the prior bounce, which was right around 407 and change, 407.02? And then if we fail that, I would definitely think that we're going back down to this 404, 405 range, where we were able to find some good support over a period of time. So kind of keep an eye on this as well. To the upside, again, it's going to be another hard one because the Qs are trading at, again, record highs. So you would want to see some momentum build to get above this 411, probably before you decided to go long with maybe a 412 call. Let's look at some of the individuals. So I want to look at Tesla. It's been under a ton of pressure lately. Get that in there. There we go. So let's go ahead and look and see where we're at on an overall higher timeline. So this is going to be a daily timeline where we have definitely seen some overall breaking down of Tesla. Well, what I would also watch for are potential fib levels here, where it looks like we failed a bounce at the 50% retracement. We also failed at the 618. So my next stop, I would say, is going to be this 786, which is 209.28. I would definitely look for this to push down if the market is going to be on a weak sentiment time frame. Let me go ahead and clear that, and let's just take a look at it from an overall supply and demand. I'm going to turn on one of the indicators. You will see that we are in demand where there are buyers, but you'll also note that the time frames are fairly weak. They're very short in duration. We don't really start to get some really good overlap until we get down here between 195 and 200. So I can't say that I would go long on Tesla, seeing all of the sellers up here, but if I were going to bounce it, I would bounce it to the first overall supply, which is going to be around 233. And for those of you that have traded Tesla or you watch Tesla, it's exceptionally volatile and it moves very quick and very fast. But if we don't start to hold this 220 level, I would definitely say I would look at the 210 puts. One of the other ones that I want to look at that's been consolidating is Amazon. So this has been some good overall bullish consolidation as of recent. You'll also note with Amazon, there we go. You'll see that we've had some overall good bullish consolidation here where we dipped down and we are now coming back up. I'm going to turn this off so you can take a look at it on a longer duration timeline and see where would some price targets be. So we've started to break above the prior consolidation, and I would look for, we're trading at 154.62. I would say that I would look for calls up here to the 158, and then we have a small gap fill right about here. It's kind of hard to see, but there is a minor gap that will act like a magnet to draw the stock up, possibly going into 160 to 165. As far as a breakdown, I would think that the breakdown would go back to here where you had prior resistance that has now turned to support over and over and over on a multi-day time frame. So I think there's more potential to the upside unless we are showing weakness. Then possibly we come back down and retouch the prior support at 145. Another one that's had really good consistency lately has been Meta. So let's take a look at that, aka Facebook. You'll see that the exact same thing has happened. This stock has just been on fire, rallying back to almost again yet all-time highs at 382. Chances are the market will probably try to chase this and push back up into that 380 level. So I would play this out on strength with the 380 calls. Now, if we break down, where would a breakdown overall concern be? Let me take a look at it on a lower time frame perspective. And you'll see that we've had some really good support right about here at 363. Now that's quite a drop from where it bounced up, but I would look for that as well as possibly this 366 where we had a bounce. Okay, so overall it looks like good momentum for the Qs, for Meta, for Amazon, not so much in Tesla. We'll kind of keep that one on watch. And then the other one that I want to look at is going to be Microsoft. Microsoft has now overtaken Apple as the world's most valuable company from a market cap perspective. And you'll see here that we have found some bullish uprising, and we've had some good consolidation during the after hours. So with the news on how strong Microsoft has been, AI, and the future from an overall expense perspective, looking good. Where would I target? Where it prior rejected all the way up here at the 390s. So I think you could go long into this if there's some good consolidation. It might come down and retest the prior pivot. I really wouldn't look at this pivot point here because it was right before the market close. But you could see here, even on an intraday perspective, we had some good push up, came down, touched, came up, and then we've been consolidating. So all in all, those are just a couple stocks that you're going to want to keep a watch for on Tuesday, January 16th, as the market opens. And with that, I hope you have a fantastic trading week, and never hesitate to reach out with any questions or comments. We'll talk to you all soon. Take care.